Good afternoon. This is Dr. David back with a new fresh simmering episode of Fresh Start with Dr. David. I've got well, let me first say, I'm sorry that it's taking me so long to get another episode out. I have been busy, which is a good thing because I want to be busy doing the things I enjoy that are part of my purpose in life and the energy I like to share with the world and the community. So I've been busy. That's a good thing. Hopefully you've been busy and productive too. So anyway, I try to get an episode out once a month. I'm a little bit late, but that's okay because sometimes what comes late is better. So better to come late than not at all, as they say. So anyway, welcome back. I've got a special guest here today. I'm really excited about it. She is dynamic. She is a doer. She is an influencer. She influences people. She builds, she creates, she manifests, and she's so young to be doing all this stuff. She's done something I have been talking about doing or thinking about doing for years, and she actually just did it, accomplished it, and it's out, which is a special treat for everybody that you can get today or while you're listening. It's an app that she created that goes in concert with her purpose and her mission and her values and her foundation. And so I'm going to talk about today the topic of doing, right? Being a doer. Now, it doesn't hurt to talk about stuff or to think about stuff or to pray about stuff or to feel about stuff or to see stuff. But at the end of the day, what you produce is a reflection of what you do, the action steps you take. And my guest today is all about action. She knows how to shake things up and get things done. So I'm going to be talking about how to overdo and underdo when you're not sure what to do. But I'm going to introduce my special guest today, the special guest of the Fresh Start with Dr. David podcast, Miss Whitley Collier.
Hi. Thank you, Dr. David, for the opportunity to just join you on your platform and talk with your audience and just be here. So thank you for the opportunity. As Dr. David mentioned, my name is Whitley Collier, and I am the CEO and Executive Director of the Sacred Rome Foundation. And we are a faith-based digital wellness app helping women to heal, helping women to just feel, helping women to return to their femininity and also to God.
Love it.
And so as Dr. David, we are now available in the Apple and the Android Google Store. You can also find us on social media via the Sacred Room Foundation on Instagram, as well as our website, which is thesacredroomfoundation.org. So super excited to be here to talk about the overdoer, the underdoer, and the in-between.
Absolutely. Love it. Love it. So I'm so happy to have you here today. You bring such energy from the moment you walk in the room. And so I'll just kind of share with you guys real quick how we met. And so I spoke for an organization. I spoke at their annual fundraiser. It's an organization that's run by a beautiful lady named Nina Nordstrom. And her organization helps people heal. It helps, and she also does a lot of other stuff. She helps people who are homeless, getting them shelter, people without food. She does a lot of kind of things out in the community. So Nina's got an upcoming event that's in October. So be sure to check out my Facebook page and maybe my Instagram pages for that. But I'll be talking about that as well. But her event, which is against bullying and the effects of bullying, is going to be in October.
So good.
So that's how I met Whitley. I was speaking last year at Nina's event, and one of her sorority sisters happened to be there, who's an AKA. Whitley is a proud AKA.
We love the pink and green.
Absolutely. Which I love because I grew up in a pink and green household. My mom's an AKA. My cousins are AKAs. My aunts are AKAs. So definitely AKA world. But yeah, I was speaking at Nina's event on bullying. We had a panel discussion, which Nina does every year. And after the panel discussion was over, a young lady came up to me, introduced herself, and said that she was a member of this Tau something, Omega something chapter of AKA.
Come on.
Okay.
Tau Omega in Stone Mountain, Lithonia, Georgia.
There you go.
Yeah.
And she said, would you consider speaking? And I said, yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yes.
And and people do that all the time. You never know what's going to come of it. But she actually reached out to me earlier this year and said, would you I remember you. You said you would speak. Will you still speak? And they had such a powerful program on mental health and wellness.
Yeah.
And so Whitley was there helping out with the
Yes.
program with the rest of the AKAs, leading things. And she came up to me after the program and we just struck up a conversation. And the next thing you know, we're collaborating.
Yes.
So, and here's the thing. I love the idea, the sacred room. And we were talking about that
Yes, thank you.
sacred room,
Yeah.
sacred spaces.
Yes.
And what it does is the word sacred implies that some things are above reproach.
Yeah.
Some things are more valuable than anything else.
Yes.
Some things rise to the top.
Yes.
So tell me, and she has an app, which
That's
is
so
incredible.
good.
I have websites. I do not have an app. Maybe I need an app, but this is something she achieved.
Yeah.
And I want everybody who's listening right now, while
Yes.
she's talking about this app,
Yeah.
you can multitask.
Yeah.
I want you to go to the Apple store or the Android store
Yes.
and download this app right now where we're talking about it. But
Yeah.
you tell me about the app.
Yeah.
You tell me where it came from.
Yeah.
What it does, what it enables, what it
Yeah.
empowers women and anybody else
Yeah.
who wants to grow
Mhm.
in their faith and otherwise, what it does.
Yeah. So the Sacred Room app was built out of a season disappointment, of grief, of just unsure. And my soul was in the deepest, darkest levels and not risen in the level in which I should have been operating in. And so I found myself like many other women who are CEOs, who are business women, who are entrepreneurs, who are the leaders in their household, not having a place to go at the end of the day to release themselves in a sacred space for them to come back to who they are. And again, this is a faith-based digital wellness app. And so we are an organization, a community of women who believe in a higher power, which that power is God. Some people may refer to it as source. You know, it's different names for it, but it's all about remembering who you are within Christ and your soul rising to its highest ability and your soul becoming one with who you are and the death of your ego. And once women understand that and get to that point, I truly believe that that is the rise of the feminine woman. That is the rise of the holistic woman. That is the rise of the women who we will see transform lives, not just next week, not just next month, but for generations to come. And so it starts with the woman being whole with herself, because when you're whole and your soul is whole, you think clearly.
Yes.
You opportunities flow to you. You have a clear mindset. And so when you have a clear mindset, your heart is clear and you can see from the lens in which your heart is operating and not the lens in which, a distorted mindset, distorted attitude, a distorted being. And no woman can operate at her fullest potential when she operates from the latter. And so the Sacred Room is here to help women get right back to exactly who she is by affirming who she is, by praying over who she is. So you will get notifications just like you would with any other app reminding you, hey girl, it's time to breathe. Hey girl, it's time to pause. Hey girl, you might need to pray. And that prayer will come from me. And so it's very specific for that particular woman who needs a place to come back at the end of the day to return to herself, her femininity, and to God.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Now tell me one, because I'm slow. I'm slow.
Not at all.
Tell me again the full name of the app.
The full name of the app, which
Yes.
can be found again in the Apple and the Android store, is The Sacred Room.
The Sacred Room.
The Sacred Room.
The Sacred Room.
The Sacred Room. Yes.
The Sacred Room.
Sacred Room.
Love it.
Searchable in Google, the Android store, and the Apple store. And then the foundation, because this is a part of the nonprofit. The nonprofit name is the Sacred Room Foundation. And so we do create sacred spaces for women, again, to return to themselves, to return to who they are in Christ, in God, in the source.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Yes.
So everybody right now, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the exact same thing I'm asking y'all to do right now on my phone.
Yep.
Pull up the App Store, because I can talk and do a couple of things at the same time. Sometimes, maybe on Saturdays only, but I can.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the App Store.
Yep.
As it comes up on my iPhone.
That's
I'm going to go to the search box at the top. I'm going to type in The Sacred room, and it's right there near the top of the results.
Yes.
I'm looking at the results right now, and the sacred room is third on the list.
Wow.
The first result is Sacred Heart of Jesus, which
Okay.
that doesn't sound bad.
Yep.
And the next one is the Sacred Bible.
Okay.
And then there's a sacred room.
And then there's the sacred room. The beauty in even that order is those are important, but then you have a sacred space for you. The Bible is good, right? But you get that sound advice, that sound voice, that sound reasoning right there in your digital sanctuary that is created just for you. So it's a beautiful space.
And the cool thing about it, I'm like looking at it, and I'd seen her logo and stuff before. and we talked about that.
Yes.
The reason why I love the logo is because it reminds me of something.
Yeah.
And that is, I'm a big fan of Disney movies.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why Disney movies are sacred and transcendent.
That's good.
Because they have a message that resonates with everybody, regardless of whether you're young, old, whatever. Everybody loves Disney movies, right? It doesn't matter if you're a child. It doesn't matter if you're a young adult, a teenager, whatever. They resonate because they talk about basic values and principles that we should all have. Right? Home training.
Training.
All the stuff
Values
you should have learned at home is in these Disney movies. And there's always a good person, a protagonist, and there's always a villain, right? And here's the thing. The way that I look at it is the protagonist is the part in you that should be awakening. And the villain is the part of you that you need to let go and ignore, right? But I'm looking at the app right here. But like I was saying, the thing I love that immediately catches my attention about this app is in the movie, the Disney movie Beauty and the Beast, there's that flower that's in that glass container. And that flower needs to stay alive in order for the beast to stay alive, right? Until he makes a transformation, even though the beast doesn't know that. So, and the thing about it is, to me, that movie is about what's inside and not what's outside. It's about what's inside. And so that icon, that image on the sacred room is very similar to that rose underneath the glass and Beauty and the Beast. And I look here and I say, it says the sacred room, and it's got 3 words, which I like keeping it simple. Rest, heal, and return. Love it.
Because the logo for just the nonprofit and the app stems from just that women returning to that inner light that is within them. That your soul, your heart, that inner knowing, that unction, that is your light. And when you let that light shine and you protect that light, you heal that light, you return to that light, that's when you rise to the highest version of who you are. And so that's where the logo really stems from, that inner light that's within you and that light that shines from Christ.
And so now that I've downloaded the app, it takes me to a screen. Welcome to the sacred room. Sign in to continue. And it'll let you continue in all the normal ways that you would normally do so online, with your Google account, with your Facebook account, with your Apple account, or just with an email and password. So I'm going to continue here with my Google account and things like that. So I'm not going to spend the whole episode boring y'all while I go through the app and trying to figure out.
Download the app.
Check in. Download the app and get it. But I want you to tell me how this app functions. What does it do? What does it give people? Is it positive affirmations? Is it prayers? Is it scriptures? What does it do? And what does it give you on a daily basis?
That's such a good question. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
It gives all of the above and some. It truly is a check-in point where you can come to your digital sanctuary and check in with yourself. So it will ask you, how are you feeling today? And based on how you are feeling today in that moment determines what will appear for you outside of the daily roam. So the daily roam is pretty much your daily sanctuary. And in the daily roam, you will receive an affirmation. In the daily roam, you might receive a prayer that is released on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays via a notification that will come to your phone. And also in the daily room, you receive a little message from me because that allows you to decompress. Like I mentioned, this is a place for you to come return, for you to come heal, and for you to come remember. Yeah. And so, yes, prioritize. Yeah, your time zone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's all of the above. That's a beautiful question, but it's all of the above. And so again, as I was mentioning in the daily room, you return to yourself through that affirmation. You return to yourself through that prayer, and you return to yourself by remembering exactly who you are.
And I'm seeing here prayer drop alerts and stuff Monday
Yeah.
through Friday,
Yep.
things like that. And so one of the things, and then we'll kind of get to the topic
Yeah.
of today, which is kind of speeding things up or slowing things down.
Ooh,
And I
that
like this because the concept of speeding things up and
yeah.
slowing things down, it kind of implies that everything doesn't need to travel at the same speed at the same time. That's
Ooh.
what it applies to me. It
Yeah.
sounds like physics, or
Ooh.
it's about acceleration, things like
Yeah.
that, right? Some things travel you wouldn't want certain things traveling at 90 miles an hour.
No.
You don't want anything,
No.
but you don't want a plane that only travels at 90 miles an hour, right?
Don't want that either.
It's going to fall from the sky. You're not going to make it to your destination,
Correct.
your final destination.
Safely.
You don't want a children's tricycle to travel at 70 miles an hour either. That's an
No.
accident waiting to happen. But you want a car to be able to do that on the highway, right? It makes sense. So you don't want everything traveling at the same speed. You want a roller coaster to be really, really fast, right? Because you're trying to get a thrill out of it.
Yes.
But there's safeguards built in to allow you to do that. So the thing about things is things travel at different speeds, and
Yes.
each one of us has so many different things going on in our lives.
Yeah.
It's not as easy to know and feel and maintain and get a sense of what speed things in your life should be traveling at, right? Your
Yes.
relationships really do travel at a speed. They do.
Yeah.
People don't think about it like
Yeah.
that, but they do.
They do.
Relationships have a pace.
Yeah.
They have an acceleration.
Yeah.
They have a velocity,
And that's
right?
based on you, your soul.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Your energy.
absolutely energy. And so when you're talking about that, sometimes because life gets busy, you may not be sure or certain because your mind's all over the place, like mine is sometimes.
Yeah.
And you may not be sure whether something or how to speed something up, to slow something down,
Yeah.
things like that. Because in your life, there's some things you need to shed, right? There's different seasons, right?
Can't overskip the seasons, and you have to let those seasons play out. Those are the moments you cannot speed pass by.
Absolutely.
Those are the moments you have to take in and take it slowly.
Yeah.
So
So, I
that
mean,
you can produce fruit from those moments in
absolutely.
those seasons.
And there's a spring, and there's a summer, and there's
Yeah.
a fall
Shed it.
where you harvest
Yep.
and shed,
Yep.
and there's a winter, and then
Hello.
spring comes again,
There
all
you
those kind of
go.
things. And all those things remind us of there being a season and an energy associated with different points of the year.
Like
The
that.
same thing is true within our lives. And so a lot of times people come to me and they're like, what's your biggest problem? And they're like, it's indecision. I just can't make a decision. I don't know if this should be this or this should be that, or this should be this or this should be that, or if I should spend time with this person or that person, or should I invest in this relationship or that relationship? Should I invest in this business or that idea? People don't know what to do because there's so much going on. One of the things that I like to do is simplify things. And so if you are at a point of indecision, if you're at a point of confusion, you don't know what step to take next, here's what you should do. Make a list, right? On a sheet of paper, legal size, whatever. Make a list. One side, put all the things in your life that you believe right now need to speed up or become more activated or more active, right? They need a brighter light.
Yeah.
The other things on the other side of the paper are the things you need to shed or get rid of or slow down, right? Make a list. Make a list.
Yeah.
These are the things I need to bring up in my life, invest more in, spend more time doing, become more involved in. And these are the things I need to let go, right? Especially bad habits and stuff like that, right?
Get rid of those bad habits.
Absolutely. And so if you ever get stuck, decide what things that do I overdo too much and what things do I underdo, right? If you spend too much time on things that don't bring you the reward or the result that you want, right? Then maybe you should spend less time on those, right? It's kind of like if you're preparing for a test, right? If there's some stuff that you know really, really well, like a question or a set of topics that you get, right 100% of the time. If you're studying for the test, you don't need to practice that stuff. You need to practice the stuff that you get wrong
Hello.
99% of the time, but most people don't do that.
They don't.
They rehearse the same stuff they know, which feels good ego-wise. It validates your ego, but it doesn't help you improve.
Yeah.
And so that's why I wanted to get that message out. If you're confused about where to start, you don't know what to do, there's a lot going on, you feel overwhelmed, you might be exhausted, you may be burned out, start there. Start simple. Make a list. These are the things that I need to drop or get rid of or invest less in or underdo. And these are the things that I need to do more of or invest in more, things like that. And the reason why, one of the big reasons why I love the Sacred Room app and the Sacred Room Foundation is because it builds upon that principle of doing something on a daily basis that you want to build up. It's an investment.
Repetition.
The Sacred Room is an investment.
It is. It is. And before you even get to making the list, also return back to your soul. Sit in what you are making decisions about. If you are an overdoer, return back to you. Think through what you're trying to accomplish or trying to achieve. Come back to your soul. Come back to your heart where you know those inner knowings are coming. And then, getting to that list, write it down, just as Dr. David is talking about, and very much so what we do in our sessions as I am, working with Dr. David personally and professionally.
And I love this app because it's so simple. So I'm in the app. and it starts out with a question. I love that because anybody who knows me, that you listen to the podcast or you come to my practice, I'm a Socratic method person. I believe you get more solutions when you ask questions than making declarative statements, right? You can make declarative statements all day long, but you're not going to learn anything by announcing stuff.
No.
You learn by asking questions. And getting to solutions and answers.
The first question is, how are you feeling? That's the most important question right there.
Right now.
Because
today.
we need to know how you're feeling. That determines everything else.
Yeah. And so I love that it says here on the app, Saturday, July 18th, how are you arriving today? And it gives me some choices: peaceful, anxious, heavy, hopeful, expectant, overwhelmed, tired, needing God. Love it. Love it. And so I'm guessing after you choose one of these, then it takes you to another set of experiences. Right?
There you go. So first you have to check in with yourself, like I mentioned, right? Because like you mentioned, that's the first thing. You have to ask the question. So when we're talking about self, how are you arriving first? Ask yourself that. And you can ask yourself throughout the day. And once you select that prompt, then you enter into the digital sanctuary. Then you get into your affirmation because you have to affirm yourself, because today's truth is, I honor the woman God is forming by remaining faithful to my own becoming. That's the word for somebody.
Absolutely.
And within that app, you tap that I receive this. Yeah. Because then that's you being actionable. You're taking accountability for what you just affirmed in yourself. Yeah. What you just received.
Love it.
Yeah.
I'm loving this app. So everybody, go download this app right now. I just downloaded it. I just read from it. I'm going to start using, and it'll give you, so it asks me for my phone number. So I'm guessing it'll send you text messages on a daily basis or something like that?
Not on a daily basis. The text messages are for special announcements.
Okay.
The app is just like any other standard app that's out there. So you do receive notifications throughout the day, specifically around what's coming. So if there's a prayer that's dropping, it's a reminder for you to pause. Again, a reminder for you to return to yourself. So then the overdoer can do. So then the one who is the underdoer, you can remember, all right, I'm not I'm not performing at the layer or which I should be operating right now, but let me pause so that I can remember who I am, check in with myself, and then go to doing what I need to be performing in or the task at hand before me.
Yeah. And I love it. And it says, so I said, I chose peaceful. And then it took me to another screen. It says, stay here a little longer, arriving peaceful. And then it gives me options for today: becoming her, the daily room, receiving, and breathe. So I love this. It's kind of, it reminds me of another Disney movie, which is Alice in Wonderland. So once you follow the rabbit, you follow the white rabbit.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like the movie The Matrix too, right?
Like the
So
movie The
so that's why I like this, because this Sacred Room app takes you on a journey.
Oh,
And I love
yes.
taking a journey, a
Yeah.
trip. And like you said,
Life is a journey.
at the end of the day, after you get home and you've worked all day and you've struggled with this and that and these and those, you need a journey, because your next destination is sleep, is rest. So this app helps transition you from a busy day.
Yep.
It helps take you to a space where you can transition into sleep and calm.
Oh,
So I love it.
and release what no longer
Bingo.
serves
Bingo.
you.
Love it.
So in the evening,
So you can enter the
are
next day
prompted,
in the right way.
to do an evening release, and that comes in the app around 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Most of the times, you will get a notification on specific days to remind you, hey, it's time to release these things. The things that no longer serve you, the things that are diminishing you from operating in your fullest potential, let it go.
Love
The
it.
fear, the anxiety, the doubt, release that right there in the sacred room. It's no longer yours to carry. Let it go. Let it float away so that it is not yours. It's no longer yours.
Love it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do something special, and we're going to wrap up today, but I'm going to do something special. So I want everybody to get this app, start using this app, share it with your friends, share it with your circle, share it with the people at your church, your synagogue, your temple, wherever you go. Share it with your neighbors, your coworkers, when they need to take a break in the middle of the day if the first half of the day was hard. And the thing about it is, I'm going to also incentivize it. So anybody out there who gets this app, the Sacred Room, downloads the app, starts using it, if you come into my office and show me that you downloaded the app and you've been using it, I will give you 5% off.
Come on.
5% off to anybody who uses the Sacred Room.
Come on. So I need you ladies, go ahead and download the app so that you can have those reminders, and then you can get the holistic care, mental wellness care that you need right here with the one and only Dr. David.
Oh, love it. Love it. Love it. And see, here's the thing. This is all about energy. This is
all
about energy, sharing energy with other people.
Yeah.
Because if you believe in the law of attraction, and even the Bible teaches this, and the Torah, the Talmud, the Quran, they all teach this. The energy that you share with other people comes back to you. In India, they call it karma, right? Your karma. But it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. What you put out there comes back to you.
Correct.
And so this is a way for you to have positive things coming back to you at the end of a hard day, so you can give back the positive energy to others and to yourself the next day.
There you go. And who doesn't want the positive energy?
Absolutely.
Because once the positive energy starts flowing in, the doors become open. Like the floodgates just open from there.
Open doors to the sacred room,
doors.
to a sacred space. Love it.
There you go.
So thanks everybody for tuning in to this episode. Remember, if you're at a point of indecision, you don't know what step to take next, make a simple list. Keep it simple, binary. Is it a 0 or is it a 1? Is it something that I need to reduce or eliminate, or is it something that I need to increase and invest in?
That's good.
0s and 1s. Make it simple. Either I'm going to do more of this or I'm going to do less. And if you are in need of mental health assistance and guidance, please visit me online at www.ahmhw.com. That's the acronym for my practice. So www.A as in Atlanta, M as in mental, or holistic, H as in holistic, Atlanta Holistic Mental Health and Wellness. So ahmhw.com. I'm tired. But anyway, www.ahmhw.com. And whether you're seeking a holistic approach or if you want a traditional medical approach, let me know. I don't practice psychiatry. I chose not to practice psychiatry. I love what I do more because it allows me to be creative. Where it's on the medical side, in psychiatry, you can't be that creative because there's this thing called the standard of care, things like that. But I like the focus of my practice is to do everything we can do using diet, nutrition, coaching, hypnosis,
so good,
Sedona method, and other things to improve who we are. And if that doesn't work, then we can look at medications, right? And if that's what you want, if that's what you need, if that's what you need to continue, if you got bipolar disorder, you got schizophrenia, you got schizoaffective disorder, you got an autism spectrum disorder, something like that, or major depressive disorder, severe, et cetera, and you need medications, that's fine. If that's what you want, I will refer you to some quality people who are local. But if you want to take a holistic approach, reach out to me. And like I said, I want everybody who's listened to this podcast episode to get the Sacred Room app. And if you come in or you schedule an appointment at my office, no matter what service it is, I don't care if it's $1,000 service or it's $100 service, you're going to get 5% off if you show me the Sacred Room app. And so with that, thank you so much for this app. I love it.
Thank you.
And so much is going to come from this.
Oh my gosh, I already know.
This is a seed that's been planted.
Oh, it's
and we just have to watch it
for healing
grow
across the nation,
and
for
flourish.
women. Yeah, oh yeah, it's going to happen. And so we're going to see the rise of just great things to come locally, nationally, and I believe globally.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Love
for
it.
sure.
That's even better. Globally.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for being with us today. Thank you for creating this app, the Sacred Room.
The Sacred Room app.
Everybody needs a sacred room in their life. You need a sacred space. You need a sacred moment.
Yeah.
You need to have a sacred thing that nothing negative can touch, period.
Ooh.
With that,
wow.
I'll see you at the next episode of Fresh Start with Dr. David. Take care. Bye.
We're out.
Out.